Ciao a tutti. Today it's the day where the Pope has been elected. It's a wonderful day. I'm so excited about our new Pope, but also I'm also excited to make our Easter, a traditional Easter bread that my mother used to make since I was little in Italy. So it's a special time. Even my kids look forward to this Easter bread. And we only do it the week before, not only, the time during Lent we do it the week before Easter or Palm Sunday. So whichever you have the time for. So the Cuculi is a sweet bread, and it's it tells us our faith too, is because it's shaped in it looks like a doll, but actually it represents Christ wrapped up for the burial, and it has a crown of thorn on the back, and we have a fresh egg. You'll see the result at the end. So let's start with the ingredients. In the ingredients I have written here because I don't want to forget. I have 6 eggs. They're here. Now, this time my husband bought extra large eggs. So in order for you to have the right amount of eggs, I measured it. And it's 7 extra large eggs that equals to 13 ounces or 1 2/3 cup. So this way, if you're short of that and you have small eggs or whatever, you just measure to that equivalent of that measurement. So let's start. We're going to start with putting our sugar in first. The sugar is 2 1/4 cup sugar. I already measured. You don't want to stand there and see me measuring. And then I have 1 1/4 cup melted butter that it's gone cold, more like room temperature on the cooler side. So now that I have the eggs, not the eggs, excuse me, the sugar and the butter in there, I'm going to mix it. Okay, now we have mixed it for a few minutes and it's smooth. And at this point, you can mix a little bit more too if you want to, but you want to combine the sugar and the butter together. And if you have the KitchenAid, the one that stands up, you could do that in there so you could do it quicker and faster. I'm doing it with a hand mixer so I can show you if you don't have the KitchenAid. So we're doing this now. The next step is to add the eggs. Now, the eggs, I have 7 extra large eggs here. It measures 13 ounces or 1 2/3 cup. The reason I'm doing this way to you now to measure it, so if in case you have small eggs, or maybe have jumbo eggs, there'll be too many. So make sure that you're putting in a measuring cup or a weight cup and that you have that amount, 13 ounces or 1 2/3 cup. So I'm going to put the eggs in here now. I'm going to try to go one at a time. Now it's combined all together with my spatula. I scrape the sides.
Why do you put the eggs in one at a time?
Because if you put all the eggs at one time and you splash, there's a lot of liquid in there, and it goes all over the place. That's the reason for. I mean, not that if you put it all at one time, oops, sorry. See, mistakes are made in the kitchen, but don't worry about it. Good cooks are not perfect. In here I have 3 1/2 pounds of white unbleached flour. And you make cakes, you make bread with this. It's all-purpose flour, but it's unbleached. So in here I'm going to put 2 1/2 tablespoons of baking powder. See, I mix it with this. So my baking powder is not all in one place. You could do a sift if you want to, but if you have a wire whip, and this, it goes fast, quickly. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to add all the eggs in there. All in there. Just dump it in there. If you see that maybe you have maybe a little lump of sugar or something that didn't go together, don't worry about it. Just put everything in there. And I believe in getting every drop because it's so good. And it has so many memories for me with my mom making this. And when she made this at Easter, she would make one for each child. So we will carry around for a little while, especially me and my sister. We will carry around a little bit like a doll, and then slowly we'll start picking and eating it. So that was our special treat. Okay, now in here I have a half a cup of, a quarter of a cup of sweet vermouth. This is the flavor. That's what makes the Cuculi bread, the sweet bread. See, it's not an expensive one, but you don't have to get an expensive one if you don't want to. This will do the job. And then I have pane degli angeli. It's like a baking powder, but this is important from Italy. I don't know where you get in California. I live in the Santa Cruz County. Not too many Italian stores. No Italian stores here. So when I go to Connecticut, I pack myself up. There's 10 envelopes in there. And
I might get a closer look.
Yeah. And last time I was there, which was last year, I bought them, and they're $8.99 for 10 package. So, but they're worth every penny. So what I do is I get a quarter of a cup of vermouth, sweet vermouth, and then I add my pane degli angeli in here to dissolve. And the sweet vermouth, it releases such a flavor that it's unbelievable. You stir it. I have another one here. And in case if you find your baking powder that it's been around maybe a while, it's a little cakey a little bit, you still can use it.
Your baking powder?
Your pane degli angeli, excuse me. This one will bubble a little. You stir until it's all dissolved. See? And then you add it in here. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's actually bubbling.
It's bubbly, yeah, because it's like a baking powder too, but sometimes it doesn't activate. But I still use for the flavor because it has a wonderful flavor. But this is my my thing, what I add to it. I like to buy the vanilla bean paste, but you can buy a vanilla extract. But I do this, it adds a little nicer flavor too. So I have a teaspoon of this that I put in here. Oh, it has a little beans speckles or whatever you call inside there. It's wonderful. And I start mixing it. Start blending it all together. At this point, I think I'm going to
use the electric beater?
Use my hands, because on this you have to use your hands. It's not a cake batter. It's more of it's more like a cookie, a little stiffer than a cookie. It all depends what cookies you make it. Dough. So this is time for Mama Bella's hands to go in. See, this is so good. I don't want to waste any drops of it. And
so while you're mixing it with your hands, do you want to tell us any more memories?
Oh, yes.
How you learned how to cook it?
Yeah. So, as I tell you, this was something my mother did for Easter, and other people in town too, if they could afford the eggs and the sugar, because in Italy, when I was a little girl in there, their eggs and sugar were very, very expensive. So, and all the other things too, the butter. I think my mother used the olive oil instead of butter. Or maybe she used Crisco, I don't know. So it was something like that. So here I am. You can see that it's, see, you can do with the mixer, the hand mixer. So, and you keep on mixing. I try to get the wet ingredients in there. Okay, now I'm going to put both my hands. They were clean. I washed them just before. You smell it? Oh my God. You know, I know that a lot of you don't agree with this, but we like to eat a piece of this raw. We did when we were young. I'm 65 years old, so obviously it didn't kill me. Okay. So I do this, and now what I do is I let it rest just for a little bit. Not enough that it needs rest, but because my arms need rest. I'm a little bit shorter for this counter. So here I am with this. So I'm going to clean my hands, and then I'm going to put it on the board, and I'm going to get my sheets ready. On the sheets, I put a paper wax paper, excuse me. I don't grease it, I don't flour it, just paper, wax paper to line the bottom of the sheets. And, oh my God. Gina, you want to taste a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
You see? Like mother, like son. All my kids like to eat it. My grandchildren don't, because the parents are worried about the eggs and the salmonella and all that stuff. Okay, so this is how it goes. Now, this is my board, what I'm going to be working on. Okay, but before that, Gina, I have to get my sheets, my cookie sheets ready, okay? So I'll see you in a sec. Yeah.